I guess at a bare minimum, I think it's kind of nice we're getting finally to the end of the. So I guess we can assume at this point it's not going to continue past DMC5's intro. I think we can safely assume that one at this point.
No,
No, no,
no.
you don't
I
know.
mean, why would we assume that? There's still 8 chapters left. You know how fast they're progressing. Dante's already in the throne
I
room.
can't wait to see 8 chapters of the Urizen fight.
Dante is already in the throne room. You really think they're going to drag this out? I'm betting it's going to be like 3 chapters. Them showing up, Dante sort of fighting, Dante finishing, kicking them out, and then like them getting back to whatever shit.
Okay,
Maybe 4 chapters.
okay.
I
Let's
said
look.
8 chapters. It's more like 9 chapters. But
Well, we'll see, because hopefully it doesn't end it early. Hopefully, the first book is a good representation. So, New Visions of V chapter came out, and it kicks off relatively almost immediately after fucking the events of the last one. We have Nero getting his weapons ready. His jacket looks super fucked up. I'm pretty sure his arm actually was a bit longer than his jacket, if I was mistaken. Oh, wait, am I searching yet? No, I'm not searching yet.
mm-hmm.
Hello, Z Killer. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure like this shoulder here was a bit of a wonder there.
Are we doing
Uh,
a stream or
yeah,
video?
stream. We're already streaming. Cause I had to take that. I took that on yesterday's stream, so Capcom wouldn't fucking find me. I'll have to upload that to a
Find you
secondary
and kill
channel.
you in your sleep?
They're gonna find me and they're gonna be like copyright strike, which is actually
They'll
slightly
stab
worse.
you with the copyright knife.
So we have Nero getting his weapons, obviously. For someone who just lost his hand, he seems to be able to. Obviously, we saw in the game he can handle himself pretty well, all things considered. And
Well,
then
I
over,
mean, he's regenerated from wounds over the last 5 years, so I think he's just like, well, this is just so we're back to normal.
this is just a normal hand. Z Killer and Zemila. My day's going pretty fine right now. I'm gonna have to do some homework later today, but nothing major. And obviously right off the bat, he's fucking thinking of Kirie, thinking like, oh man, she'll probably stop me if I told her something. Nero, you gotta tell her everything. You are fucking whipped, my boy. How dare
The
you not tell
sentence that
her?
he says doesn't make any grammatical sense. He says, "I'm," and then am not gonna take this lying down, take this defeat lying down. I'm like, what?
You kind of did. Like you were lying down there for a good long while.
Hmm,
But
who's going?
the panel is panel art's pretty good. All things considered, looks pretty good. No hip hop demon.
Oh, hi.
We're doing a
Damn
Visions of
it.
V review, so
Panel art's
yeah.
doing pretty good this time around. The helicopter, I guess, was still flying around. So again, so that means they have gas to spare going back. So Fortuna can't be that far away.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, we do not see him get into the helicopter this chapter. Nero is talking shit. But here's actually the first. I think this is the most interesting part of the chapter. Here is V's little interaction with Griffin. So obviously we have Griffin starting to talk about it. Then V's like, why would I be friends with him? And he had the Yamato, which means he's from the Sparta's bloodline, right? That means he comes from either Dante or Virgil. He. Humans love their families, right? So try getting along. And V's like, foolishness. It doesn't matter who he is. I'll use him when the time comes. That's all. If the situation wasn't the way it was, I wouldn't have any reason to get involved with him. If anything, I should be on guard. Those of Sparta's blood are doomed to fight to the death. So that for me was the most interesting part of the actual chapter. Hello, Balrog. I was wondering when you show up.
Boys
Hmm.
in Discord now.
So yeah, for me that was the most interesting part of the
And the
chapter.
chapter
Oh, go ahead. Engel.
Like Butler. They made 7 deadly sins.
with Dante.
So, yeah, apparently.
Everyone's mind
What
is
is
just
this
fucking just
terrible
turns off.
quality?
Oh, no, they can't. They wouldn't
Maybe.
be able to do so.
Yeah, so going on a bit here on the chapter, I think this for me is the most interesting part because I guess so it's Virgil's reasoning for how this works out, or at the very least it's V's. So this could be an indication why he never stayed around with Nero. Maybe he was concerned. Nah, I saw some people in the red saying this as well. They were thinking that this is a reason Virgil might have left Nero behind because he's aware that they're supposed to fight to the death.
I mean, even if he did, like, I would just argue it's the fact that like he doesn't want to lose any more family, like, because he still cares about Dante at the time of 3. And there'd be no point in like making a family if he's just gonna have them get wiped out anyway. Which is sort of why I think like consciously you could argue he made the decision to like commit to it, but then was like, nah, this life isn't for me, and then like walked out.
I'm gonna abandon my son because I know I'm gonna have to kill him one day.
Abandon him. I'm gonna give him up to a cult that probably will be able to guarantee his protection because they're committed to killing demons. So he's literally like the safest place he could be.
Not only that, they'd probably worship him like a god if they ever found out who he really was. So
Yeah, no, seriously.
I'm pretty sure he's a good
put
answer.
him in the safest place he could be.
Well, I was gonna say though, but unfortunately, no power scaling there. However, V does seem to, at the very least, feel that Nero is a threat to him at a bare minimum. So, time to confirm Nero can fight Nightmare.
More statements, and the chapter ends. But this time, we don't actually get a date for the next chapter. For some reason. We just see Dante run at him and say jackpot, and then there's nothing.
I hope this isn't the final chapter.
That would be fucked.
Yeah, I'll say, if the manga actually ends on this one, that would be a little disappointing. I'm not gonna lie here. But so right off the bat, we can confirm immediately that V has a higher cognitive reasoning than Nero, because in like 5 seconds flat, he was able to determine Nero's either Dante or Virgil's son, and yet Nero seems to not have come to that conclusion in 10 fucking years.
And he's what?
Fucking V instantly like, he's either my kid or Dante's kid. And apparently Nero never figured that out in the 10 years he's known Dante. Confirmed, V's a genius. Confirmed.
V just put 2 and 2 together.
Oh, so what? Nero doesn't have basic fucking reasoning.
Yes. Nero doesn't care.
Nero doesn't care. The second he found out, he's like...
Yeah, because at that point, everything was already in the shitter. He has a chance to... Right now, he's only concerned with revenge.
And it gets kind of good and bad. Oh, that's not cool.
Is Balrog ordering at a fucking restaurant right now?
Balrog, mute yourself.
I'm like a number 2 with extra fries.
Balrog, mute yourself.
Now, I find it a little curious here that fucking V determines that because he had the Yamato, he's a member of Sparta's bloodline. But we know the Yamato can be used by other people. It's actually, I think, the only sword of Sparta that's a generic fucking sword usage.
Well, given that you have the Yamato, most likely you're going to be of Sparta's bloodline. Because there isn't anyone else that really knows of it outside of Cultus. And even then, Sanctus was really the only one who used it, and he had like crazy demonic power that he got from the Ascension ritual, so it's not like he wouldn't be capable of using it.
Now, for me, I do also have to point out here that I feel like this contradicts a little bit what happens in DMC5 when Virgil surprised that Nero is his son. Like, because if he's already at this point, he's already accepted it's either one or the other, and Virgil should be aware. What was that?
I don't think that's a contradiction because it's not a confirmation. V has no way of knowing, and Griffin is the one who's saying it, and V doesn't care right now.
Like, V's just going through a phase, okay?
Well, yeah, but again, once he sees that Dante loses, then things are going to sort of change. Like, once he starts dying, he comes to grips with his own morality, and his perspective starts to change, which is why I think he takes care to consider Nero's place in all of this.
Okay, so we have actually 7 chapters technically after 12 already done, counting this one. If we assume it's 9 chapters, this manga, or this volume, we'll probably have 2 more, but at this point, honestly, you really could finish it at this point just because of the actual volume counts. Volumes range from I think it's fucking 7 to 9.
Mm,
So this is immediately after the last chapter. This is just them getting ready. Assuming we don't get any information post DMC5's intro with V, and I gotta say I love the way I love the way the chair is drawn here. The chair is drawn really nicely. Love it. We can easily make the assumption that the book will or the manga will probably end during the events of the main, like not during the main game, but prior to the main game's thing. I suspect the last chapter, assuming we get more chapters after this, will probably be starting the month like hiatus.
I doubt it's I doubt this Eurozone fight's gonna last very long. It'll probably last like 2, maybe 3 chapters max.
I hope we at least get a Urizen fight at this point.
Oh, we'll probably get a Eurozone fight.
Surprise twist out of nowhere, he's done with the manga.
Yeah, most likely, first thing that's gonna happen is gonna be Dante rushing rushing at him and having like the exchange, and then like V and Nero might show up later at the end of the chapter, and then he has his little pissing contest, and then like they leave at the end of the next chapter. That would be the simplest thing to do. I doubt they could like. I was like, what are they gonna do? Like, have a helicopter ride of just like no conversation with one another, and then Dante just fights for a little bit? Like, that would be a really stupid chapter to drag out. Like, everything that they've done has had some sort of meaning. Because like locating Nero and Fortuna, that's not like a simple thing. I mean, jumping out of the helicopter, sure, but like he has to actually find where he's located in the city.
You know, I was gonna mention that, Reggie, because I just noticed that right now. That's a little fucking real emphasis there, the mangaki, but no. So hang on a minute. So Dante says, "I only know one other person who can beat Lady and Trish." If he's referring to Virgil, does that mean he thinks Nero can't beat them?
Yes. Dead white indeed.
Maybe they should have put instead of tan wood. Because like Nero would never have a reason to fight Trish or Lady, but like
I was gonna say because I didn't notice that in the main game, but looking at the manga panel now, that's the exact line. I only know of one other person.
Again, I would argue Trish post DMC1 would fucking crush DMC4 Nero, but not 5 Nero. Not even without the bringer, like his base is still stronger than like 4's, and he's more experienced.
I know that's the
Yeah, because I was gonna. I guess we could. I guess. Well, no, hang on.
Obito.
Does the actual book before the Nightmare confirm how long fucking like how long it's been since they've seen each other? Because Nero had to ask Dante for permission to have like a subsection of his store. Or no,
I'm
Dante
thinking
gives him
probably shortly afterwards.
No, yeah, Dante gives that to him like before he leaves Fortuna. He gives him the sign before he leaves Fortuna, if I remember correctly.
But like,
so we just assume then like it's been like fucking that in all those 10 years Dante never went to talk to fucking Nero.
What do you mean?
Why wouldn't Nero be fucking Lady?
Wait, what 10 years? You mean the 5 years? There's only 5 years. Yeah, it's 5.
It's 5?
Just a short period of time.
Yeah, okay, so it's 10 from 3 to 1, and then 5 for the other ones, right?
3 to 1 is 9.
Okay,
1 to 4 is 10.
1 to 4 is 10 years? Wait. Okay, so there's a 20-year time gap there?
There's around a 20-year time gap, yeah. From like 3 to 4.
Okay, but no, so 2's in between, and 2 takes place like at the 5-year mark, more or less.
Yeah, well...
Yeah, it has to, because it's 10 years ago, according to before the Nightmare,
2 takes place technically 6 years after 1, and then 4 takes place 10 years after, because the 6 years, the first time skip is 6 years, the second time skip is 4 years. It's not 5 and 5 like I thought it was. It's actually 6 and 4. I don't know why he would think that like I know of only one other guy who can defeat it. Maybe he meant like who would and then can defeat them, because that would be a better way of phrasing it. Like if you think Nero can't beat
Plot
Lady,
twist. Lady's
all right,
actually super fucking busted.
Yes.
Lady's just holding back.
Lady's been holding back the entire time. How are you guys still confused on this? Well, because the timeline's not very clear.
No. What do you mean, you guys? Why are you lobbing me in with him?
Because
I'm the one explaining it to him.
wow, watch like next week Mingler's gonna change his fucking opinion again on this or his mind on this one. Yeah, no. So I'm gonna be honest here. I'm pretty sure DMC4 and Nero would have still beat Lady and Trish together. Just with the Yamato alone, I'm pretty sure he would have fucking won. But I guess that's kind of the question on the table there is would he even use the Yamato on them?
Oh yeah, he would have beaten Lady. Like fucking Trish over here with her humanity boost and like power up. And fighting is a double under like way longer than him. Like also Trish would have had Sparta, so
Yeah, that fucking useless ass paperweight. You're absolutely right. The only way I could take this one is he is referring to Nero, but because okay, so DMC4 Nero is stronger than DMC3
again
Virgil.
again it's a would. It's not a can. I know he says can, but he is referring to Virgil because like Virgil is the only one who might have a reason to fight them. Because he's doing something and they get in the way. Nero doesn't do anything that would require their attention in a negative context.
Is Lady's coat that short?
Time to jump back.
No,
Stay on that
no.
page.
Yeah, I'll say so. I'm here on the page. No, I'm pretty sure Lady's coat is not that short in the actual game. I don't think you ever get to see her fucking like what do you call that part? The fucking lower back?
Yes.
Thank you.
I guess.
You never get to see that or you don't see that part outside of when she's naked. I don't think her coat's that fucking short. It is? Mangler, can you confirm?
I can confirm.
Her coat being that short?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, her coat's like a two-part thing, so she's got like this little mini like upper skirt thing under her coat. It only reaches down to her shoulders. They're not. I don't think they're. I don't think they're part of the same outfit. I'm pretty sure they're both attached. Because if you look at what's it called, like page 5 of chapter 15, it shows like full body shot of Trish
Okay. Okay.
and Lady.
Yeah.
Um,
They're right. It is that short. Yeah, they're right. It's just that it has this weird fucking
they're
orange
not the
shirt.
same outfit. They're just like again, it's like an undershirt.
Yeah, so it's like a
Mm.
little. Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this is why I never really noticed it because she has that little fucking weird
Yeah,
ass
that,
shirt
that
design.
ruins my ability to understand clothing.
Well, no, because like so because there's already a fucking shirt covering most of the front. I just assumed it was covering all the way through. There's never really like any backward shot angles to where you find it or to where you see it like this. Because I think even the actual game you don't see it like fucking from this angle.
Hmm.
Like this is the angle you get I think in the game for the most part. You do see them fall down, but it doesn't really focus on them.
Mm.
It's really the important questions here.
Dante looks like a goof in page 7. He's just like holding his arms out, like, "Hey guys, let's go take yours."
I mean, this is called T-posing Mangler. You do this to assert dominance.
No. I wasn't even actually. Fuck, he's actually doing the T pose in this page too. I was referring to this one. His arms need to be straighter
His
for it
arms
to
are
be.
even straighter. This is why. This is actually why he loses the fight because his arms aren't straight enough. He's not T-posing correctly.
Yeah,
Causes him to
yours
lose.
just stabs him. And it's just like you could have folded them, and you would have beaten me.
Why are her boots shorter in the manga? Her legs are way too big.
Hmm.
Well,
I
this
know.
isn't drawn to scale
What do
the
you guys?
same way that all the other ones are, but like
The real question is, does any of the chicks in DMC wears drawers? The fuck's a drawer?
they wear draws.
Yeah, whatever. Just, are they not spelled the same way?
I mean,
No. Drawer is Drawer. Yeah, right.
yeah.
Fuck. I don't know what the fuck a draw
Just
is.
say pants, or like.
If you're talking about pants, yeah, Trisha's pants right fucking here.
Well, Trish is the only one wearing pants. I don't think like lady. Well, okay, what
Lady
lady?
wore pants in DMC.
No,
Never.
lady is
Yeah.
not wearing
Two
pants.
people.
She's just wearing massive boots.
Yeah,
Like,
lady wears boots and fucking whatever the fuck, like boy short, like short shorts, I guess.
yeah,
Because
no,
I don't think she ever wears fucking pants outside of alternate costumes, right? Because
yeah, no, she
yeah,
never
because
did.
she wore pants in DMC3's alternate costume, but in
Just
DMC4,
Trish was like, yeah, no, I came first, and I was the only one who could look good in those pants. So you can fuck right
this
off.
is
It
actually why
was
Lucia has never shown up because Trish is the only one who can wear pants.
and then the Trish just was like, I'll slap you or I'll slap your ass if you like even come near a pair of pants. I'm the only lady around here that gets to do that.
Oh, okay, so triple. You're asking about underwear? Yeah, I would assume they wear underwear, or at the very least, I would assume lady wears
I mean, I'm
underwear.
pretty sure those are just booty shorts. Like they double as.
No, like I mean, she's very clearly wearing the fucking short shorts or booty shorts or whatever. It's just like I guess he was asking if they
What
wear
is happening
underwear.
to her nose in this picture? It looks worse than Trish.
What?
Yeah, and well, I'm looking back at chapter 15 where the lady and Trish first show up, as far as the when they're all walking together to go to the tree. Um, and like lady's face for the most part is completely fine, but her nose got a little bit flattened. And then Trish was given blimp lips for some reason, but then Trish has like her face looks completely different based on the angle.
Let's see. Lady in DMC3 wears a skirt. DMC4 is like I don't know. No, in DMC4 she wears short shorts too. Or actually, I'd argue in DMC4 she wears booty shorts, and this one is short shorts because in DMC4 it goes all the way up.
Beryl wears an armored bodysuit. Yeah, because she's smarter than the lady.
Well, you could argue just in general that Lady would be the better fighter because she is a lot. Because again, you watched the anime already. She's a lot more agile than what Burial was described
I mean,
as.
I mean, she's got better feats than Beryl, but Beryl has better weapons. Like
Assuming Lady's
literally has
bullets don't have the
spiral.
same properties, because Burial
Beryl
has,
literally has spiral. It's not referred to as spiral, but
but
it's like
it's basically spiral.
it's described and shown in the pictures to be identical to spiral. So
Imagine that's what happened to Spiral. Dante just tosses it aside and ends up in Burial's hands.
throws it in like a fucking trash can halfway across the city, and Beryl finds it like, ooh, this is kind of nice.
I would have loved to seen Lucia defeated alongside Trish and Lady. Yeah, I think we would have loved to seen Lucia in general for this fucking game.
Goes into the white DT, and then Yurzin is like, oh, that's interesting,
Hey, that looks like me. I'm gonna take it out.
and just slaps her.
Looks like Lady is sleeping. Trish just had a hangover with Reboot Dante.
No,
Yeah,
no, no.
Trish looks far worse.
Why does it look like Lady is still conscious, but Trish is like unconscious? I'm like, what the hell?
To be fair, if you actually look at the panel above, Trish is like groaning and looking knocked and seems like knocked out, and Lady's breathing hard. So technically, Lady's in a better shape than Trish is, and you can actually see
Yeah,
the blood splatters to
that's what
confirm
I'm
this.
bothered by. I'm like, one of those tentacles should have been enough to put you out. At least Trish can take like a couple.
I would assume that fucking Urizen focused Trish down harder because he knows Trish would be the bigger threat. Granted, they're not a threat to Urizen, but the bigger threat would be Trish of the two of these like zeros.
I mean, understand that like DMC, like even between DMC4 and DMC5, Nero shouldn't be significantly high of a jump. It shouldn't be like thousands or hundreds of times, probably dozens of
Well,
times.
okay, if we
So
assume blood.
If Nero can hurt, if DMC5 Nero can hurt him, we can probably assume Trish can hurt him too.
No,
Not
no,
big
no.
damage, but like feasible minor damage.
I think we have to first establish the blood issue because Nero's had at least 5 years of blood boosting, and his would be
Yeah, but
more
the
potent than
blood. The
Dante's
thing
and
is, we
Virgil's.
don't know where at what point when blood starts becoming like disgustingly overpowered because it didn't do anything for Dante from like 1 to 3, and then like after he got the Sparta thing, after he fought Mundus, then
Well,
his
okay.
blood
According to the DMC fucking one book, and I think I told you this already, it specifies that fucking Alistair and Ifrit are the key to unlocking Dante's hidden unlimited power.
Ooh.
So we can assume that that's what awakened Dante's full potential. So we can assume then that if a character unlocks their own potential, that's when the blood boost kicks in. Except unless you're
Well,
picking
I would
Urizen.
still say they'd be getting stronger through growth anyways. Just the
I mean,
blood
yeah.
boost isn't anywhere near as significant.
So I would say probably that based on assuming if we assume an outside factor activates it, Virgil's blood boost doesn't start activating until he splits himself in two, and both of them get blood boosts at that point. But because V has
I
number
would
one
say for
power,
Nero's, it's probably when he went when he manifested his true DT.
yeah, no, Nero's would have to be at the end of DMC5 for it to make any sense. And then let's just hope there's not any rollback. Fuck, hang on a minute. So Nero's blood is way more human. So how strong? So assuming Virgil lands several slices on Nero, how powerful will Nero have grown in that fight alone? Oh, I really wish we would have gone like an actual cutscene fight for that.
Yeah.
If we assume any of the
Visions of you goes through the entire game, gives us like details.
how come Dante didn't DT at all in one? If we
but
assume that fucking well, I personally put it that he just can't DT during the events of DMC1, or at the very least, his DT is weak because every other thing that shows up just robs him of his DT and gives him no conversion.
no. So I'm again like I'll provide this example. Like DMC1 is a game that Kamiya was like unsure about as far as like how he wanted to portray it in the story and in gameplay because he was making something that no one had ever made before. It was meant to be a Resident Evil game. So he didn't take the story with any kind of like how can I say this? I don't want to say accuracy, the proper context rather. So like we see Dante DT in like 2 and 3. 2 because again like the game was unfinished and they're like, oh, you've seen DT before, I guess we can show it in cutscenes now. And 3 was Dante's awakening. So Dante doesn't really need, as far as like the people he fights, he doesn't need to DT anyway, so it's not really relevant. And the only points where he would need to DT, the DT's not strong enough.
Hang on.
Like, only person he has to fight that he might need to DT against is like Nella Angelo and Mundus. Or maybe, or actually, he wouldn't DT against Nightmare because Nightmare would just steal his DT energy.
So there's actually a comment here I kind of want to read real quickly from the Reddit. Reading Visions of V made me realize that V is still an asshole, and the fact that he's a positive character is purely accidental.
Purely accidental, eh?
Yeah, just like a full cutscene. I understand the gravity of what I've done.
Just because it's just like it's purely accidental that the corruption transferred over to his weaker body that would be to Urizen's stronger body where it wouldn't have an effect on him. It's purely coincidental that happened and there wasn't any sort of meaning behind it.
Here we go right here. So this is why I try to tell people that Virgil in DMC6 is probably not going to be this remorseful guy eager to find redemption for his crimes and learning to dab with Nero. As someone else here once said, he'll be tolerant at best.
If you count everything that is not canon in the books of DMC 5, he is still 2C or higher. Triple XP, you're referring to Dante? Like, he'd still be 2B. Because, again, like...
I think he might be referring to Nero there.
Oh. Well,
So,
we don't know where Nero
stands. That's still an
five.
Argument amongst the group regarding where Nero sits at.
It is unknown. That is the accurate way of describing
it. No.
Yes, it is. It is very unknown.
He touched Urizen, Mangler. He touched him.
He touched him and then got swatted. And then Urizen regenerated immediately, so like...
Touched him?
Yeah, they touch tips.
Yeah, Dante and Virgil and Nero. Dante and Virgil would... Again, so if we... I really want to know whether or not we can take the Japanese translation of the fruit seriously.
Who is making so much noise at the end of their mic?
Who the fuck do you think?
Balrog. Mute your mic.
Balrog's working right now, Mangler. He's working
Why is he in this call?
No, he shows up even when he's working.
Why?
If only there were other people as committed looking at you, devil.
Coming back.
Come back. I'm trying to find the two-stroke.
Oh, I was trying to find the two-stroke. Whatever the fuck that is. Does the blood boost work
Two-star
on Trish
oil.
and Lady and Lucia? The blood boost is not. Unless we find out Lady's not fully human, the blood boost will most likely not work on Lady. Because
Blood boost works on people who have, again, they have to have some part demon, some part human.
I wouldn't say you
And
have to have some part human because the blood boost worked on Urizen.
what are you talking about?
Well, Urizen doesn't have human blood at that point.
Mm.
So, or
Does
Urizen
though?
wouldn't be any human at that
Yeah,
point.
no. He does though. He
And
gets the blood boost as a result
he
of
gets the blood
taking
boost.
blood.
Yes, that's why I'm saying it would work on demons, just not normal humans. Like any demon could get a blood boost.
Yeah, but most humans don't have any demonic part.
Yeah. No.
They don't get
I'm agreeing with you about humans not getting
when I
blood.
say some part human, some part demon, I don't mean like you literally have a part of your body that is part human. I just mean you have to have a part of your body needs to be affected by human part consistently in a manner
Okay.
that involves blood or some bodily matter,
Okay. No,
preferably blood.
nothing happened power scaling wise regarding the situation with this one. Unless we assume that V being on guard is a reference to the idea that Nero could take on Nightmare. Hang on,
Yes.
I'll go ahead and lower him for now.
Mm.
Let me know if he stops fucking making all those weird fucking sounds.
Yes.
My dog just growling at me. Yes, he is.
Doing my
Even we just like this is stupid. I agree. It only takes him 6 tries to figure out something is a problem.
What are you talking about, boy?
Mm.
I guess I'm just far more tolerant when it comes to shit than you guys. Cause like I don't really fucking mind like half the shit that gets like under your guys' skin super fucking hard.
I mean, it's not about being under the skin. It's like common courtesy. It's just noise that's happening for the sake of noise, and it could be avoided. Then why are you in the call?
He said something.
I'm curious.
Oh, he's curious.
Makes sense.
Dude, this is a
Then-
stream. It'll be online. You can watch it later. It's not going anywhere.
You could mute your mic if you're just gonna listen in then.
Yeah, like even then. I was
Hang
about
on.
to suggest.
Yeah, the blood boost should work on Lucia. The blood boost should work on Lucia. That should work on her just fine. Unless we assume artificial demons have a different story, but there's no reason to suggest that.
I mean, if it's specified that she was given human blood, because all that we know is that she's an artificial demon.
No, what I'm just saying, like, is the blood, like, if she were to get human blood.
Oh no!
it should-
Every demon in theory can get the blood boost if they just have a constant supply of human blood being poured into their body. Every single one of them can get it.
Fucking Lucia needs.
I'm just saying, like, we don't have a confirmation if Lucia has, like, as an artificial demon. I wouldn't say this for Trish. I would say definitively Trish does not have a constant supply of human blood. But for Lucia, I don't know whether or not she has a constant supply of human blood. Whether, like, in the process, Arius was like, hey, I discovered that human blood actually makes demons stronger. And decides to just give it to her.
Ladies, lesbian confirm. We cannot confirm that. And Atomic Tube over here is apparently confirming that 70% sure Lady is Nero's mom.
Look, just because there are scenes in there where she's, like, clearly being hit on by, like, fucking, what's her name? Nico, doesn't confirm she's a lesbian.
I think that confirms Nico swings either way, or Nico swings that way, but I wouldn't say.
Yeah, no, that doesn't confirm Lady does.
So you don't think she can't change? Well, that's
What
not
do you
really. I mean,
mean?
that's not really changing. Because
It
if you want to get technical, she's only ever hung out with girls besides Dante.
I mean, girls are pretty friendly anyway, so mistaking some symbols here.
No. I'm just saying, like, her preferred company, if we take the all the like lore around, is technically women. So if you could make an argument she's lesbian, if you really wanted to care about that, I personally don't really
Lady
care about the
ships
situation.
Trish. And Lady ships Trish with other people.
We do know she is a pervert though, based on the DMC Ford ending. So the fact
Okay,
that
she was literally just looking at Nero and Kyrie kiss.
No, No, you don't fucking dude. We all know something else
Dude, that's
happened there.
exactly what they were doing.
Oh,
Like,
really? Is that why they both look fucking disgusted immediately and Lady gets super excited?
what are you talking about? Do you think they're just like ripping off clothing and having sex in the middle of the street?
I think it's entirely possible at that point. Their
They're in
reaction,
public.
dude. Okay, either fucking Nero and
What kind
fucking
of decent dude? She's a church girl. Like what? She's a cultist church girl. Like what?
Dude,
What kind of like?
the second she gets a chance at that D, she's gonna fucking go for it.
We give no reason to believe she has that kind of like balls.
Dude, we all know.
Or that Nero does.
We
The
all
whole
know.
big news
No, no,
is
no, no, no.
Nero.
KDA clearly forced it. KDA was clearly in charge there. We all
Dude,
know
we all
she's
know
got.
KDA
We all know
always
she's a
holding back.
dominatrix. We all know she's a dominatrix with fucking black leather and shit. We all know this. Don't lie to yourself.
Mm.
Why doesn't
Would
demon just
demon
go to
blood-
Norway? No one would accept that free healthcare.
Would demon blood make Lady stronger?
No.
Yes, because I said so.
Wait, so if
So-
human blood makes demons stronger, does that explain why half demons like Sparta is so strong? Well, Sparta wasn't a half demon.
Sparta was a full demon. It's just every time he sealed away his demonic,
Okay,
he was
so
like reverted himself to
there
a
are
human.
2 ways to power up in DMC. Well, 3, but there's 2 main ways these people do it. Number 1, they fucking power up via emotion. This seems to work mainly for demons. Like full demons get the emotion boost, and then blood works on like everyone but humans.
Hmm.
There's probably a third. Well, technically there's soul as well. You could absorb a demon's soul or a human soul to gain more power. So there's also that one.
It's either through some traumatic emotions, usually that, like understanding your true power,
Here
and
we
then just interacting with soul, body matter of like humans, interacting with the souls of like demons, that kind of stuff.
God, that would
There are
be
various
fucking-
ways to do it.
And I'm just gonna scroll through here real fast for Weezer to see.
I mean,
the
if
full video.
Sanctus was able to like become a demon almost by making the ascension ritual, I think it's pretty feasible to assume that if Lady pumped herself full of human blood, she could probably get something.
I'm just
but-
waiting for them to retcon Lady and confirm that she's actually not full human, because there's no fucking way she's full fucking human.
That she's like
Jeez.
she's a genetically altered super soldier.
I would not even be upset if you find out Arkham like tried to create a genetically superior human as a vessel for a demon or something. I would not even be mad about that.
Turns out she's stronger than the Gate Guardians.
She's actually technically strongest human alive.
No, she was like the strongest. She was like stronger than Virgil during the events of DMC. She was just kind of focusing all of her energy on killing Arkham.
Imagine. Let's see here. Ever heard of Sweet on the Streets, Freak Between the Sheets? Oh, I guess that one's for you. Nico loves MILFs, that's why she loves Lady. Man,
How come Yamato didn't split Dante when Virgil snapped him? Reggie, for the same reason. For the same reason that like Dante didn't get a Sin DT when he was stabbed with like Rebellion because they didn't think of it yet.
Well, hang on a minute. Sin
That's-
DT is technically absorbing the Sparta.
I know. I was just
No, he's not.
I was
Yeah,
providing
so
the easiest
technically,
answer.
in real world, Mangler is right. In the lore, it's because he didn't have the Sparta. Or actually, no. I think he just didn't activate the ability because it absorbs anything.
Yes.
As
So
far as Yamato, like he stabbed plenty of people and it hasn't separated them. Like I think you have to choose that.
Yeah.
To be fair, regarding the Yamato one, Virgil very clear, yeah, like Mingler says, you have to choose, you have to want to do that. Like Virgil over here is fucking quoting William
You
Blake.
also have to know, like you have to consciously know that it has that ability.
Apparently, fucking
Wonder.
Dante knew it had. Apparently they know all the things the swords can do. I think they just choose.
No,
not to fucking
Dante
use
just
them.
came to the conclusion that if Yamato has the ability to do this, then like Rebellion must be able to do this. I'm under the impression that Rebellion didn't need it to become Sen DT. It's
There
just
was
Sparta
a
just happened to be there,
DMC.
so he absorbed Sparta and made DSD.
There was a DMC5 video where a guy uses that as to why DMC5 is a trash game. You know, I know there's already someone on YouTube who does this, but we
How
should
does
try
that prove
reacting to
DMC5 is
fucking.
a trash video game? Like
We should
what?
try reacting to videos talking about like people who say like, DMC5 is a shit game. Like we should do reactions to that at some point. I know someone's already done
Oh
it, but
yeah.
I'd love to see it.
I'd love to do reactions to that and people who have like actually played DMC because those are the interesting
Maybe that's why our swords are apart with
ones.
them
Those
from
go really fast.
our dude. Yes, please. Uh, Again, so for me, my personal main headcanon that I kind of hope exists right now is V, Urizen, and fucking no, just V and Urizen are still in Virgil's head, talking like DBZ abridged style. I really hope they do that. And God, if Visions of V author, please make that a thing. That'd be fucking
What I
amazing.
believe is that
Hey, call me.
they're existing the same way that you've seen what's it called? Kronk in like Emperor's New Groove. That's how Visions and V exist. Or that's how V and like Risen exist in Virgil's head. They're just like the angel and the demon sitting on his shoulders.
No,
And
no. You got the
V's
point.
obviously the angel, Urizen's the demon, and they're just like telling him like do this, 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 and then he's just like, why should we do this? It's like, oh, don't bother me. I'm reading William or some fucking shit.
And what was I gonna say? And I really hope I hope at some point we get an explanation for Nero's mom, or at least meet her to some capacity. I feel like the fact that they don't even fucking like flesh that out in this game is a little ridiculous. He made 3 videos, one before and 2 after. His channel is called Twin Review. Hang on real fast. Let's see what we got here. Is that fucking dragon? No, that is a dragon.
Oh,
Twin review. Ooh, a 43-minute video.
Oh, you've
Why
already
five already sucks? Is this the guy that? Wait, he made
You know what?
2 videos.
To be fair, that's impressive that he already has a search like that. So this must be a pretty popular video.
yes.
Which one is it? Is it the 21-minute video?
Wait, these are twins. So I get to debunk 2 people. Wait, do they count as like?
Okay,
Is this like
so
1.5 people? I don't know.
presumably they made. Okay, so we have an upload for the original ending of DMC Devil May Cry. Not bad. And then 3 DMC related videos. Interesting.
Monsters.
I'm gonna check
hang
all of
on.
these.
So
This should be great.
okay, so 2 of them are. It looks like only this one is about the main game itself. Or it looks like that's the one where they've already played it, because the other ones seem to suggest that they haven't done it yet.
Twins. Oh, that's funny.
Is Vision of gonna go through all of DMC5 story? Do you know? No fucking way is it gonna go through all of DMC5 story the way it's going at this rate.
No, not at this rate. We don't even have reason to believe it's
Okay,
like gonna.
and here we
in the
okay. So
prologue.
I
Probably
know
gonna
about
get
this
into the main
guy.
content.
Austin hates things here because this guy's been going around posting on the Reddit that he responds to like DMC5 criticism consistently. Yeah. Oh, okay. So this man made a 6-part video, or he made okay, hang on a minute. So we have over. I want to say maybe okay. So that's 4 hours. That's going to be a combined another 6 hours, 8 hours. 10 hours worth of responses to that video about the twins. Good God.
Do we even need to do anything? We could. I mean, we could still make our own criticism.
No, I mean, we could still respond to it, no problem. But my goodness gracious me, imagine what we'd be in for if someone can make 10 hours worth of content based on a fucking how long is this? A fucking 43-minute video. Like, good God.
I'd be down for doing like 3 response videos, 1 on each of them.
Yes.
Your call.
Okay, so well, I think the first question on the table would be if like, do we just watch the video and respond as we watch it, or do we fucking like?
That's how a reaction video works.
Damn.
That's the format.
Lady isn't equal to Trish.
Not in this cutscene or scene. because there's nothing being cut. I don't know.
Have I taken care of my shipper today? Because I'll have to come back and play this.
Little did you guys know they weren't actually fighting Urizen. Urizen just told them to fight each other.
Imagine.
But because Urizen was like, I'm gonna give the fruit to one of you. Like, oh, but you have to fight each other for it.
Urizen actually tricks them to fight each other. The first
And then
video,
he
they
knocks
barely
them
go
both
through
out
it.
with the tentacle at the end. He's just like, God damn, that was so easy.
Wait. So hang on. So the first 2-hour fucking video of the guy responding is the first 5 minutes of the fucking video. What the fuck? Shit. Okay, hang on. So after I'm done with this co-op, we're gonna watch a little bit of the video on this stream because I just want to know what we're in for here. Because how do you get 10 hours out 43 minutes? Like, what kind of shit show is?
Does Urizen has possession?
Yes.
XP, are you trying to say does Urizen have possession?
Wait. So who dicked around, Reggie? The people who made the response video, or the people like who made the video itself?
That is some funny grammar.
And technically, Urizen should have possession because all demons seem to possess possession to a degree.
I mean, are we referring to like literally getting inside someone's body and just taking control of them, or having like an possession
I
where
think
you?
like I think like a mental
puppeteer them.
possession, like spiritual possession.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh wow, well,
Possess
nice
them.
about that.
Possession powers to possess them.
Yeah.
That doesn't. That way, that doesn't help. Like, do you mean like directly
I think it means can he
jump
possess
inside of
people?
their skin?
Okay, let me try and make this easier. Fucking, he's asking baby rules or like demon possession. Oh, it's my turn.
I'm saying like your inward body possession, your normal demon possession that you see in the movies, where a person like literally gets inside their soul and directly controls them by putting their own body and soul inside there, or remotely controlling them from a distance.
Sorry,
Like-
Gerard. They couldn't copy me too directly, so that's why we didn't get that in DMC5. Because there's no Dante was there in front of him before he says jackpot. In the game, it doesn't seem like it. Doesn't Urizen directly like talk to Dante at the?
Okay, so he's asking for both.
Asking for both.
I mean, in theory, he should have. You should at least have the second one.
Yeah, we can't really confirm if Urizen can like go into people like that.
You know, I mean, in theory, you could argue that he could because weaker demons can do it. Well, weaker demons can possess like a pound of sand, and like
Well,
turn
no,
it into an entire body.
Yeah, so they possess like, but they use like we'll call it spiritual possession there. Like they don't actually like fucking physically insert themselves in the fucking sand. They don't become Anakin Skywalker's worst nightmare.
Well, I'm saying they take control of inanimate objects,
Yeah.
and then when they die, quote unquote, well, assuming Dante doesn't just like completely erase their existence, because in later games he does. Earlier games, I'd imagine they'd just be sent back to the demon world.
Oh, hang on. So they
progressing.
actually have a fucking reason for why DMC5 already sucks. Like, they have a little risk. And the first one is they didn't want to make it in the first place, apparently, is one of their reasons.
What?
That's stupid.
Yeah, so here, let me see if I can click on the description and like read the full description of this one. Okay. So they have a list here, 4 reasons actually, which isn't bad.
Oh wait, is this the video that like that Insuna walking out onto the stage and sort of like makes fun of his expression? And it's like, hey, you can tell this guy isn't excited as all. Matt Walker, he's like complete fucking.
Oh, what the hell's going on here?
Or something like, like it was something like some really weak arguments. Oh, your game is laggy.
Yeah, no, it is fucking destroying itself right now. It can almost sense the bullshit coming from the video.
So wait, the demons in DMC5 look like DMC5, like the Hell Vanguard, but sand. Reggie, are you referring to the Hellcanas? The ones that look like the Sin of Prides from DMC3? Because those are technically 2 different demons, because the Prides just control, like, again, they just garner people who are sent to the underworld for the Sin of Pride. Whereas the Hellcanas are just foot soldiers in the underground. But they aren't the same thing, because the Hellcanas actually have their own bodies. The Prides are just possessing, like, enough sand to make a body. That's why when Dante kills them and they get obliterated, sand pops out.
I gotta be clear here. Looking at, so they have a shit ton of sources, but the fact that they like source all their things is really good practice. Gotta be, gotta give credit where credit's due here. Yeah, they did a really good job here. I don't do this whenever I do my videos most of the time now because there's really no reason to. I usually talk about things that are in the general public. Oh my goodness, what the fuck? Why is this so fucking laggy?
I'm back. My dog was growling. He was very angry for some reason.
I guess
I think he heard me talking on the
I guess BlueStacks should just
Mm.
not work with Internet Explorer at all. Like fuck me, it just got super fucking laggy there.
using
Okay.
Internet Explorer. Disgusting.
How
Well,
dare you?
well, I kind of use it so that way you guys don't see my YouTube recommendations.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, so hang on a minute. So here are the reasons they give for why DMC5 is already bad. Number one, they didn't want to make it in the first place, and I think
They didn't.
yeah. Oh, okay, well,
Started argument
good-
against the quality of an existing game.
Number two, Itsuno's trying to make DMC the reboot too. Like that's what he's trying to make with this game. And
So
to
what?
be
His
fair,
ability to make a new game would suffer in quality because he wanted a different game. That doesn't have anything to do with the work or the effort or the money or the time that was put into this.
no, Reggie. The reason I don't show you guys that is because there's a lot of like I watch a lot of political stuff on the side, and I don't want you guys to be associated with that shit because that's everywhere already.
Even if it were true that you could say or prove that Insuno's work ethic would have been significantly greater if he played the reboot, that doesn't prove that the reboot would have been a better product. Nor does that prove that DMC5 came out as a bad game, quote unquote. Like you can't. Like, what are the qualities that we're deferring it that make it a bad game as a result of him not being willing to? Which, again, this person hasn't provided evidence for that.
Now, here's something where it's a little more interesting, I think. So the next one, and I kind of want to listen to the reasoning here. They don't understand the characters, and to be fair, this one was proven to be true. At the very least, when it came to Virgil.
Mm.
Because they retconned Virgil hard in DMC5 for his motivation, his story.
Man, and then they immediately fixed it at the end of the game because they're like,
They basically did a full they did like a full 360 spin. Okay, so let me listen to this. Let me listen to this a little bit. Let me see what they have to say, so we know what we're kind of getting into here.
understand the characters.
well, I'm not
Honestly,
doing the debunk
this is the part
now,
that bugs me the
but
most.
I'll do it
For
later.
any story to be effective, you need to have a
Well, no, I just kind of want to listen, what would we be getting into with this one.
I'm pretty sure I'm already familiar with it, but
Well, hang on, let me see.
main character with clearly defined motivations. No one wants to watch a main
Right off the bat, the mic quality is excellent.
character with no motivation. They don't drive the plot, they're not fun to watch, and all they can do is wait for someone to show them their place in all of this. But with a strong hero, everything begins to fall into place.
Gerard, what kind of dog do I got?
Done
I have
right.
a Shipu.
The characters
He is a
jump off
Shih
the
Tzu
screen.
and a Poodle.
The interactions between them
Together.
pull you in, and you don't always know how the scenes are going to end.
And he is very, very
Bad
grumpy.
characterization does the opposite. This can make your momentum of your
Okay, so he starts off giving a generic explanation of what's a good and bad fucking character.
story. Characters that are supposed to be having an important moment feel like they're all just standing around. And at their worst, scenes like this can make your hero look like a total chump. Capcom does this with Dante all the time. They do this because they don't know what to do with him. In the series' strongest entries, 1 and 3, Dante has a clear motivation.
Okay, so he's arguing that Capcom as a whole just is terrible at writing Dante, doesn't know how to use Dante. Mainly because Dante lets things happen, from what it seems, because he lets Nero get stabbed and taken by the Savior. That is apparently bad characterization there and stuff like that. So I guess that's where it's going to go off with DMC5, that they just don't know how to use Dante at all.
Mm.
And to be fair there, you could easily make some strong criticisms against Dante's fucking character, or at the very least against how Dante's been written in the other games. But so given that context, it'll be interesting to see what the full criticisms are for DMC5 when we end up reacting to that video.
I'm gonna watch them on my own time. I suggest you do too.
Yeah, and then we'll just like make a list of things to counter and shit. Or if not, I'll probably timestamp a couple of things so we can like at least watch some of the video and explain things there.
Hmm.
We'll see what happens there, but we can't we can't watch the full video without risk of copyright strike. Well, actually no, we would technically be doing fair use here.
Again, reactions are protected under fair use.
Yeah.
People do them literally all the time. I watch
Yeah.
a channel that does a shitload of reaction videos.
Well, no, okay. So the way it works is most YouTubers themselves don't use the copyright system that way because they don't want to be perceived as cunts. And to be fair, I agree with that. Don't fucking. If you're a YouTuber and someone reacts to your YouTube video, do not flag their YouTube video for fuck's sake. Come on, now be reasonable.
Oh
I
man.
mean, you can flag it, but they can also like appeal that. So if your
but
case is weak enough, you're gonna end up
the
losing.
appeal process is super fucking hard, and fair use as a whole is hard to prove. The reason I would say we would be fine if we do watch the whole video and react to it like that would be because we would be adding significantly more and criticizing it, which is the criticism falls under fair use. Along
I mean,
with
the sheer amount of information that's probably not going to be included is enough to say that we could make our own video and not even mention, like, we could just not even mention them, watch it, and it would be no different other than that they're being shown in the background. Like,
All right, but yeah, I think that was about it for Visions of V. The chapter was a little shorter than the other ones, and oh, apparently V's voice actor tweets about Capcom versus titles. Let me see. Have you heard about this or what?
no, what?
So I guess V's voice actor confirmed there's another Capcom versus game on the way.
Another Capcom. Wait, go back up.
Okay, absolutely pumped for the next Capcom versus game. New characters, but could be very familiar. So
Capcom versus game, like Marvel versus Capcom.
well, hang on. Capcom's done a lot of versus games besides Marvel vs. Capcom, but at the very least, it seems to be there's a new fighting game for Capcom on the way.
I mean, that would be the most popular one. They'd be stupid.
I'm going to be perfectly honest. I think it's going to be another Capcom versus SNK.
What could they be doing?
Capcom versus King of Fighters, the SNK franchise, which would include. Now, the reason I say this is because Samurai Showdown is out right now, and King of Fighters 615 is coming out this year. So if we assume they have a deal with Capcom going, we could assume there'd be another SNK crossover.
Weezer, there is not any more news about DMC.
Weezer, co-op DMC3. If you missed that one yesterday, there's co-op DMC3.
Not on this thing. It's on another stream that we did yesterday. MVC4. Yup. That's what I'm putting my money on. Game.
Tony Hawk's versus Capcom 2. It's Marvel, baby.
Sparta Brothers versus the World. Oh yeah.
I don't think we're gonna get Marvel vs. Capcom 4, or at the very least another one, because Infinite failed hard. So so Capcom did make a lot of money this last year. So maybe I suspect this is a passion project one, if it is a fighting game.
And if someone cares enough about Marvel vs. Capcom, they're in the dev.
I'm gonna throw a fucking real haymaker there. We're getting a Darksiders game. Darksiders with DMC, just have DMC guest characters in there.
Well, I was gonna say I was thinking like a Darksiders versus DMC because they actually have like a close to equivalent amount of playable characters at this point.
If you were to include some of the bosses, you could easily make a decent roster for DMC.
Well, there are some humanoid enemies in Darksiders, like Abaddon from the first game that you could use.
You have plenty of humanoid enemies, but the question is okay, so who's going to be on the DMC side of the roster? Obviously, we have our main Devil Hunters, Nero, Dante, and Virgil, Lady, Trish, and I would assume Lucia would be a part of the fighting game.
Then versus the Four Horsemen, presumably, and the rest of And then if they were to include other enemies, I mean, the only ones that I think I could think of would be like Abaddon and Uriel and maybe that Nephilim dude from Darksiders 2 and some of the Sins from Darksiders 3.
Yeah, don't forget fucking Morgan.
And then they would probably want to include humanoid bosses from the DMC games, which would most likely end up being like Kratos.
No, they'll probably include fucking like a smaller Moondis and Despair Embodied. I'm pretty sure would be in the roster. Not Argos Act, but Despair Embodied, like as the angel thing.
Yeah,
Let's see. If it is Marvel vs.
that would be
Capcom
lit.
4,
I'd buy that. I can use everyone.
if we looks like a false alarm. Sadly, what is this? Oh.
Again, the reason Infinite bombed, I mean, the main reason it bombed was because of, but like, Marvel literally took away the licensing right for any person to use the likeness of their characters in their games to undervalue the what's it called, to undervalue the properties of the Marvel characters that Fox did, basically being the I believe the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, and then they ended up buying them out. And so
he came out like immediately. Like I mean, how long ago was this? Okay, so on the same day he came out and was like, "Guys, no, I have no knowledge whatsoever. You know, I was only responding to an ad I saw on the fucking internet." And I'm just like, they got to you real quick, huh? Only Dan Southworth gets away with this shit. I see.
he's new to the bunch. He's new to the bunch. Just let him be.
Assuming he's telling the truth, because he's saying he has no like fucking knowledge behind it. Very fucking weird there. But assuming he's telling the truth, that would most likely mean V's gonna be in the next fucking fighting game, which would be fucking weird.
Send them to the underworld. Yeah, that'd be great. Just watching him, just like, hey, Nightmare, go. A game where Nightmare is actually able to be summoned like feasibly, so that Zim can stop bitching.
Not my fault that fucking idiot teleports halfway across the fucking planet. Comment on
What can I say? Anything you can do, I can.
Unknown King. Unknown Hero. So V versus 9S.
The hell was 9S?
How fucking dare you, Mangler? Show some fucking respect for Best Boy.
I don't know what a 9S is.
Have you not played any of Nier Automata yet?
No.
Have you looked at any fucking... Okay, so you know the fucking boy with white hair next to the girl?
I'm going in blind. I don't want to be spoiled.
Sad that DMC Dante is better in Infinite than OG Dante. Granted, both look like meth heads.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Depending on what camera angle you're looking at Dante in 5, he might look like a meth head. But other times he just looks like a normal boomer.
Depending on the fucking camera angle, you mean every single time you fucking look at him?
Well, I'm saying like the earlier Dantes don't look so bad. His haircut is just like looks terrible, but his face has like color and stuff.
Unknown Hero, regarding V versus 9S, I haven't finished Nier Automata's 7 required playthroughs yet, so V should speed Blitz 9S though as of right now.
Comics Hulk versus Dante. Which version of Comics Hulk?
Yeah.
Which version of Comics Hulk would be strong enough to fight Dante is a better question on the table.
I mean, there's like Professor Hulk, there's Savage Hulk, there's
Hulk
like
is not going to be able to fight Dante.
Worldbreaker
Hulk can fight Dante. Worldbreaker Hulk's literally planet level. Not planet level, but still planet level.
Well, actually, no. Worldbreaker Hulk is quite a bit bigger than that. He fought the Sentry until the Sentry fucked. And the Sentry is way stronger than...
I mean, this is where I'm going to have to bring up the fact that World fucking Breaker Hulk, at full power, fighting Red Hulk, could only destroy a planet. Sentry was weaker. That has to be plot due stupidity there.
No, no. Sentry is like his best feat though. Like he beats. Wait. Worldbreaker Hulk fighting Red Hulk loses. You do realize
he fights like Red She-Hulk, and they blow up a planet together while fighting at their full strength.
Yeah, they're fighting in the dark dimension, and they'd be canceling each other out if they're relative to each other.
canceling each other out. They're not using key mangler. They're punching each other.
Wait. You think you need ki to cancel attacks out? They just need to be of like comparative or equal strength.
Yeah, I understand that, but when you're saying, but okay, so when you cancel out an
They're
attack,
also in the dark dimension. So like,
does that like make a significant difference? Like, could you clarify what difference that makes if like a
well,
giant planet gets blown up?
being that they're in the dark dimension, I don't have planet.
Okay, so are you suggesting because they're in the dark dimension, we don't know like the full like effect of their clash because they're in the dark dimension?
I'm saying the full effect of their clash wouldn't be compared to something like Earth, because again, like
I don't know what the properties of the dark dimension in the comics are.
But this doesn't contradict what happens in the Sentry, because again he beats the Sentry until he gets knocked unconscious, and he doesn't get knocked unconscious after. What happens is that Tony Stark tries to like turn him off.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. He gets beat by a fucking satellite.
No, so the satellite drains his gamma energy, which happens because the intelligentsia hacks into it and then powers him down, and then takes all of that energy and puts it into Red Hulk. Or puts it into Ross and makes Red Hulk.
Wait, I thought Red Hulk existed prior to the events of this comic.
Events of Red Hulk versus, because if it was the events of Red She-Hulk versus Hulk, yes, but no, Red Hulk is created literally the moment that Hulk, like the battle with Hulk versus Sentry as Worldbreaker Hulk ends. Like he's created the instant that ends, because as soon as the energy gets taken from him, it gets put in.
That my stream will be quite upper. I am gonna stream some Opera Omnia, so it won't be like crazy shit.
Yeah, he does grow in strength. He can grow in strength indefinitely based on anger. His strength is confirmed to be like infinite as far as like it can grow, but like.
Whoa, because that's not what he said.
Whoa, you can mobile stream. Whoa.
Again, like there are contexts of where this can be relevant, because depending on what Hulk we're looking at, he could have like
I think I'm kidding.
really
I know it's funny.
I don't want to stay here while I'm playing a tournament.
or like trash. Like, oh, I broke your neck, takes you 2 days to regenerate, or I broke your neck, it regenerates immediately.
Oh, you're
I-
gonna be able to. So,
I'm not gonna be able to.
If during that time you want to be showering, go for it. But I don't want you fucking in here, because I don't want to be focusing on the fucking game where it's really worth everything I gotta do, and I still see.
If we're talking like the Savage Hulks that generally show up in the comics, no, any version of
Have you considered like
DMC 1 or higher,
like coming over
stomps.
here so you don't see me at all? Because if my hand motions are actually distracting you, like genuinely speaking, shouldn't you like just come over here? Like
As far as like Planet
That's
Breaker,
all I need to do is just
World
play
Breaker
the fucking
Hulk.
Survivor games and it's done.
In theory,
It's
yeah,
always
Dante
about
could just
30
like
minutes to an hour.
steal him.
Alright, fine.
That's what I'm saying. During that time, take a fucking shower, because it's gonna be at 5.
Oh, so you're gonna do it at 5?
Yeah.
Alright,
Because,
take a shower.
well, I was saying like it depends on what version, because there are other that I
you
haven't
going
looked into.
Well, if
That I'm pretty sure are stronger than World Breaker Hulk.
It starts at 5. You think that's gonna last till 7? No, Jose.
Alright, fine. Whatever. Yeah, sorry about that. Let's see here. Sharon Dante outhacks Hulk. Yeah.
Are you streaming right now too?
Yeah.
You bitch!
Well, I was just clarifying information about Hulk. I wasn't making anyone whether
Why
or
aren't you
not
streaming
Hulk
out
or
around
Dante
me
could
now?
win.
Because the character doesn't come out till tonight.
Oh, you fucking
It's
slut!
not my fault.
What is your brother complaining about?
Here,
So my
please.
brother's gonna do a Dead by Daylight tournament, or he's gonna play it, and he's basically telling me to get the fuck out of the room while he's playing it.
We already won round 1. Gonna go
Why?
2-0.
Apparently my brother cannot concentrate with me in the room because of my hand motions.
And you're gonna be
Wow.
talking.
Stop doing
Because
hand
I've
motions.
already shown you guys, like, so well, he's like right there, and for some reason, well, I guess there's not a, well, there is space,
Look,
but yeah.
I got a
so-
solution. Tape your hands to the desk.
I'm not gonna take my hands to the fucking desk, man. Look,
There you go. Now,
it.
now
That's actually not a bad idea.
fuck you guys.
you can't do anything.
I'm just gonna fucking tape it to the keyboard and just not do anything.
As far as the Hulks that I've currently witnessed, the strongest ones that I've seen, in theory, is the
All you need is your
the
mouth.
Red Hulk that shows up to fight the intelligentsia on their character. Is the strongest version of them at the current point that I've seen. Because the World Breaker Hulks that show up afterwards, like in theory, if he fought Red Hulk, which he did, I mean, he lost the first time. He only won the second time because he drained all the Red Hulk. But even then, Red Hulk was still able to drain him of a lot. Just didn't hold on to him. But even that Hulk if that Hulk, in theory, that Hulk would be able to drain demonic the amount of time from him.
You're saying he'd
So,
be able to
like,
drain demonic power?
yeah, he can drain the power cosmic from the Silver Surfer.
Why would you
Okay.
assume that? Wait, did he drain from Mephisto?
No. He can drain energy in
Wait,
general.
he can drain energy, but can he drain like spiritual magic energy? Like, because you don't just make a
Again,
blanket
you drain the
statement.
power cosmic.
Okay, but the power cosmic is not the same as the power of like fucking Dormammu or the power of Mephisto or anything. You don't make that fucking leap in logic there. If you
That's
say
not a
like,
leap in logic at all.
yes, it is. You're
Oh my
assuming
fucking
That's a source of energy.
That's
That's
such
it.
a no-limit fallacy.
it's a source of energy from a different dimension entirely, though. Like it's not even a part of the same reality. Or well, you get what I'm saying here. Like it's a different plane of existence. You understand what I'm saying? It's not natural to that universe.
I mean, I was going to finish my thought as to what would happen if I drained it, but like, cut me off. Why don't you?
Well, because you're making okay. So I understand. Okay, so you can absorb like everything in the universe. But what about like in hell? What about Ghost Rider's powers? Like, does he drain those things? I don't think you can make the assumption. He
Again,
can
I've
drain
only
Hellfire.
read a certain amount of like the Red Hulk comics. I've been looking for them on the internet so far, and this is what I found.
Mangler, there's this fucking crazy idea. Buy a Marvel Now subscription and just read the comics
I want to
like
buy
a
a subscription. I want to get it for free.
Just kiss manga. Fucking idiot.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize Kiss Manga had all the fucking Marvel comics. You fucking retard.
Yes, it does.
Does it really?
Yeah. You
Oh,
just
well,
go
there
into
you-
kiss manga.
There you go, Mangler. Go to kissmanga.com, apparently.
Yes, you just go into kiss manga, and then you.
Did you guys wonder why Lady never owns a sword? Well, because
Hard-
it's worthless for her.
Isn't
comic
Hulk's stronger
days.
version technically Heart of the Monster?
Oh, and Unknown King, regarding V versus fucking 9S, V is faster than light.
Yes.
Heart of the
Facts.
Monster isn't really that strong. He's literally just Worldbreaker Hulk with a wishing well, but he doesn't get that wishing well. He just happens to be in the vicinity of a wishing well when he makes his wish. And that's not even him making the wish. It's Bruce Banner making the wish that the Hulk can like fight and do what he wants to do. And Betty Ross, who currently controls the Red Hulk, for Bruce to be like to let Bruce do what he wants. So they basically agree to the same thing. Wait, what?
Wait, so General Ross's name is Betty, or is this like
No. Red She-Hulk, that's Betty Ross.
Oh, okay.
Red Hulk is Thunderbolt Ross, her father.
Wait, his name's actually Thunderbolt?
Yeah, well, that's his nickname, Thunderbolt Ross.
I was gonna say. When you get more knowledge on Final Fantasy series, I wouldn't mind to see DMC versus Final Fantasy content. Oh boy, do I have a match!
I was saying, in theory, if the Red Hulk drained energy from him, the amount of time it would take for him to drain energy from Dante before he could even do anything to Dante would be too long, and Dante would just fucking body him. Also, if he drained it, there's a good chance he might lose his sanity. But like that heavily depends on like what his fortitudes are, because at the bare minimum it should drain his stamina, and Red Hulk does not have infinite stamina. That's actually one of the things.
I'm gonna regarding Final Fantasy versus DMC. Technically, as of right now, the Final Fantasy characters, like from Final Fantasy 1 alone, could probably already hold their own in DMC pretty well. They could already probably fight Mundus. Well, actually,
Atomic Tube, I don't think he really needs to revert his powers. He could just kill him. Like,
It would not take Dante, Virgil, or Nero 6 hours to kill that stupid turtle.
that turtle's incredibly powerful.
No, it's not. He's just really fat.
Look, man, if the Ring of Lucii worked, it would be no problem. Hang on, Trigon versus Mundus would be cool. Galactus versus Trigon, and Trigon and Dormammu versus DMC2 Dante.
Boy, this dude's a huge Trigon fan.
Really like Trigon.
It's a big day for Trigon.
Trigon, isn't that the guy with the... No, I don't know who that is. Never mind.
Trigon, I don't know how fully powerful Trigon is, but which version of Galactus are we talking about?
Robin, so.
Because, like, there's the fully fed Galactus, who's super powerful.
Okay, well, we're gonna go through this. I'm glad you brought this. So, Galactus is always looking for a planet, always in the comics.
Stop it! Stop it, you!
No. So the
I know what
idea
you're trying
that
to
you
do.
assume that it's like a starving Galactus. No. You want to know what a starving Galactus looks like?
No!
Because
stop it, you.
there is a starving Galactus who's actually been starved and he's still alive.
Bad
That's
Mangler.
starving Galactus, not the Galactus that shows up at Asgard, not the Galactus that shows up at Earth. No,
Bad Mangler.
Galactus after he wakes up when he's ready to eat. That is just normal base Galactus.
Bad
Okay,
Mangler.
there is
Stop
no
that
like
shit.
dying
Where's
Galactus.
my fucking water?
I mean, there is a dying Galactus, but that's
Squirt,
not
squirt.
dying Galactus. Hungry Galactus is not starving Galactus. There's a difference.
What?
The original Battlefront is now available to
You
play.
The
fool.
original Battlefront? You mean the most greatest game ever created?
Oh wow,
Nice.
that's a wank over here. I mean, I love Battlefield. Ugh.
You mean Mangler? You disrespectful little fuck. Oh wait, Call of Duty
Dude, I
is free.
played the game with you. I didn't. There was no disrespect being shown, and I destroyed you in it.
You destroyed me only because I was lagging on my inputs. If
Can
I
I
was
Oh, you
just a
haven't even
second,
seen my final
if I
score.
was a second bastard, your ass would have been grass.
Can I speak, please?
No.
Oh,
Something.
Pep Demon.
Alan, say your piece.
The Sonic movie was good, surprisingly.
Very well. You may now
I
say
mean-
something.
Kyrie versus Hulk. You mean Kyrie versus like no one?
That would be
Yeah,
like the
keep-
one above all versus Hulk, except not having weaknesses.
Yeah.
Hang on, Ruby fan.
Bitch,
Only
why
Final
see
Fantasy
price?
1, 5, 12, and 14 can beat DMC. Oh boy!
It's
Nah.
free.
There you go. Best price. Nah, dude. Final Fantasy 2, I'm gonna look into that shit, because there's no way they're only fucking planet level. The Emperor literally gets killed, and I was so
Free,
excited for
right?
this. Yeah, it's still free.
No, it stays free.
Yeah,
Like,
it
it's
stays
not going
free.
to charge me the $9.
Yeah, it's not gonna fucking charge you for fucking the game. So, for those of you who don't know Final Fantasy 2, there's this antagonist named Emperor. You kill him like half.
in here. Later on, we're gonna have a Battlefront stream. Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
You literally kill him, and when he's dead, he splits his soul in two and conquers heaven and hell.
Wow.
So you gotta go to
Ubisoft
the afterlife to
failed.
kill him.
Yeah, but Heaven Head is just island level.
The fucking guy conquers heaven and hell instantly after you kill him. That makes no time.
Island level.
Am I seeing that number right?
What the fuck?
Nigga, that's not 70%. That's like 100%.
That's literally at 97%. Holy shit. Hey guys,
You know what? I'm probably gonna get it.
the Division 2 was on sale for. Hey, Mangler,
Yeah.
buy the Division 2 on Xbox. It's only $3 right now.
I don't have an Xbox. Fuck.
No, Ryan. Shut the hell up. I'm gonna fix this problem. I'm gonna fix that problem, Ryan. I'm gonna look through fucking everything.
Mm.
Mangler, get the Division 2. It's only $3.
Wait, get the Division 2?
It's only $3 on sale right
This
now.
Far Cry 4. We know.
Why would I buy that trash game?
How dare you?
Dare you?
You just want to play co-op with me? Is that what it is?
Oh,
Yes.
man, Mangler.
Dude, I'll play co-op games with you, but not gonna be Division 2.
You won't waste $3 on a $60 game? No. Don't you fucking ask Neo. Don't you get him involved. I'm gonna fix this mess. You guys need to stop asking other people when I start saying shit, because then I have to defend myself. I'm gonna look. And for the record, while I agree with Neo's power scaling for Final Fantasy most of the time, I am a little more lenient than he is. If you watch my How Powerful Garland video, I also bring up the fact that Garland claims
2 out
he
of
can
5
destroy
stars.
the Void as a potential feat for him.
Holy shit.
Because if he can, he will technically overpower most DMC characters pretty easily. Unless we
sense.
assume that Moondis is actually 2A.
Hey, do you want to be stupid and get
Yes.
another fighting game you're not good at?
No, I'm gonna buy King of Fighters.
Is it on sale?
No. But it's only like, I think like 20-ish bucks.
Moondis is planet level? What?
Take it easy there, we don't want to bring Trunks in again.
Oh,
I know how we could have brought him out.
Neo puts Chaos at 2A to high 2A? Nah, bitch, I'm not talking about Chaos. I'm talking straight up Garland. I'm talking like normal Garland would be 2A based on his statement that he could destroy the Void. Fucking Neo. Fucking Chaos. Yeah, technically Chaos is 2A. Wait.
Wow.
No,
Crap,
Garland's
that's
Chaos I don't
incredible.
think is 2A. Because there's actually 2 different Chaoses. There's not one, there's 2 of them. That's an interesting sell right there. Yeah, unfortunately, Mangler here doesn't know a lot about Final Fantasy besides 7.
What do you
I
mean,
feel like these games should
unfortunately?
be like
This is
$15,
good that I
dude.
don't
Like,
have
they
to
should,
immerse
like, be
myself in
fucking
more
$20.
verses at the moment.
Oh, Bioshock
Sure.
Collection's on sale? How much does that cost?
Where?
Probably
Is
11,
that
12.
from this publisher?
Wait, is there another sale happening on Xbox right now?
Yeah, that's what we're fucking looking at. Oh wait,
Wow,
2K
XCOM.
publisher. Well, I already bought
Hmm.
XCOM 2 because it's the greatest fucking strategy game, and you guys always tell me to get my ass
Civilization,
kicked
3 out
on.
of 5.
Actually,
The
Civilization
greatest
6.
fucking strategy game, laughs in Advance Wars.
You want to fucking fight, Mangler? I'm right here. I will
Like,
fight you.
damn, I didn't even play all the
Wow,
Fire
the
Emblems, but I
Bureau.
know, based on their existence, how incorrect that statement is.
You fucking alright? So he wants to fucking throw down. Yeah, Bioshock's collection is $12. That would still be not worth the price of admission.
I mean, I would say it if you've never played Bioshock, definitely. If you have, but you never bought the DLC,
Play Bioshocks
Eh,
for chums.
it's all right. Like, if you really just
I
want to
mean-
play one of them, then like, because Bioshock 2 does have Minerva's Den, with the best deal there, and one of the best DLCs ever.
I seem to have angered Pimp Demon. Bioshock fucking Infinite sucked. I don't understand why that game got so much praise.
Bitch, you were
I
praising it
think it
too.
was just because
No,
it got
I said
like
it was better
simplified.
than the other two Bioshock games. I didn't say it was a good
It's because
game.
everybody just liked the guns. That
The
was it.
gunplay was the worst part about the fucking game.
I mean, actually, if I have
it was
to say
advertised
anything,
as a horror
probably
game,
be
like a
that the
horror
visuals
survival
got
game, and then
fucked
it
up
wasn't.
I
considerably.
remember me and my brother got into like fucking major fucking fights about Bioshock Infinite because he didn't like that it was the third Bioshock game.
in the Bioshock.
Yeah, he didn't like it was connected because it
No,
was so
no.
fucking different.
Bioshock.
Advance Wars Days of Ruin is the second best Advance Wars game, only behind Black Hole Rising.
It's Wars
Never
Days of
heard of it.
Ruin.
What?
I mean, I did not play Advance Wars 2 or the first one, but I do know that Dual Strike, as far as like level design, generally speaking, is better than most game and most of the missions.
Oh, how could I forget the fucking god tier Goblin Commander game?
The best strategy game.
But that's just level design. As far as like basic mechanics, Dual Strike is pretty horribly balanced
Because Elizabeth is
in
pretty
regards
hot.
to the COs.
Take it easy there, Unknown King. That's your fucking daughter. Technically.
Which she kills herself but still survives. So.
Oh yeah, so Mangler, does she kill herself at the end of the fucking
Well-
like whole story, or do you not play DLC?
Does
There's, like,
does who
12
at
endings.
what?
It's not just one ending.
Does Elizabeth die at the end of Bioshock Infinite's like not full storyline?
That
or
cat tried to
not?
put its face in.
Do you mean the main game or the DLC?
Are they not connected?
Well, I'm pretty sure they are, but I don't know in what way because I never played the Infinite DLC.
Oh, okay,
She
so
doesn't
you
die.
never- you never
She doesn't
played
die at the
DLC.
end of the main game. That
Okay.
that. Well, okay, sort of, kind of. It's so she drowns you, and then all the different versions of her start disappearing, and the camera pulls away before you can see the last one disappear. So I don't know, and I got so confused by the ending, I lost interest.
Wow.
Mangler, you were confused by something? That's a first.
Oh, I mean, time travel, multiverse theory. That'll do you. That'll do it to you.
You need to brush up on your metaphysics, Mangler. Probably an alternate reality or something in the DLC. No, because I know Burial at Sea is directly fucking is before Bioshock 1 because it sets up all of Bioshock 1 and 2. Or is 2 a separate universe too? Or is 2 the same?
No, 2 is the same universe. It's chronologically connected to that. As far as like the storyline, like Bioshock 2 is the furthest chronologically in Bioshock timeline.
Oh yeah, because Infinite is a reality where Rapture was never created, right?
Oh, Infinite. Well, not necessarily. Infinite is just a reality that exists during 1917. Like, Rapture was made shortly after, I think, 1950. It was made, like, really short after, like, the, what's it fucking called? World War II. It's pretty much all of, like, the world history is pretty consistent in the same way that, in the same regard that, like, Fallout is, where it's, like, up to a certain point, it's exactly, like, on point, and then it like deviates due to technology.
Wait, hang on. So do you know how Rapture was built or no?
I don't know the exact details of what Ryan did to make the city. I just know he had a lot of money, and he made it.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, because did he build all those buildings underwater and just like get the water out, or did he drop Rapture into the ocean?
I think it would be safer to say he probably built them down there, because if he dropped them into the ocean, he would have to deal with massive collateral damage.
But like, how the fuck do you build it under fucking water?
Ask Andrew Ryan. Or the creators of Bioshock, for that matter, because I don't think they thought that through. They were just like, this is just a crazy, like, freaking utopic setting, and all of it is, like, symbolic and shit. And people will get so immersed in that, they'll never ask the question, how did the city even get built down here? Until they've asked themselves that question 100 times in a row.
They fucking they kept thinking whether or not they could, that they never asked whether or not they should.
Well, Unknown King, he did grab a lot of people. When he grabbed Bioshock 2 explains that he grabbed some of the best scientists and researchers from all over the world
Yeah, no.
to help him
Yeah.
to help him create the society. They didn't. I don't think it said specifically that they helped him build it, though. I would imagine he would have grabbed the best engineers.
And I think he stated at some point that he built it himself. I think he says that at some point. I could be wrong
With
there.
the sweat of my brow.
Yeah. So assuming he helped build it, like, how do you clear out the water underwater to build this shit? Because you can't build underwater. It's not possible. Well, not the way Andrew Ryan built Rapture, anyway.
And we don't know how he built it. We just know that he built it. Like
It's actually
like,
held together by gravity.
Like in theory, well, first of all, we do know that the big daddies, in some capacity, have their pivot guns to the rivet guns to be able to like shoot the rivets into the sides of like the doors and the walls and like the beam of the Rapture like hallways to keep them intact. So in theory, he presumably had a shitload of people in like underwater suits with rivet guns, like making like, again, just collecting this with what I'm assuming is a ton of like oxygen tanks, and day after day just going down there and working. Like, it wouldn't be impossible. It would just take a massive amount of money to make that.
I feel like the logistics here are just going to disagree with you on that
Well,
one.
again, it's not difficult to take a steel beam which weighs even more underwater and pin it to the ground with more steel objects. The problem is like coming to the understanding of how are we going to connect some of these together in shapes that might work against the weight of the water, and the fact that we have to make a contained, airtight space where we can also provide a consistent oxygen flow and supply. That's the part that's not explained.
A part of the reason why Rapture manages to survive underwater is because it is built on or in some of the most shallow areas of open ocean in depths only around several hundred feet. Yeah, it has to be close to the surface because.
Oh, it is. There's reefs all around. Like every time you go from one area to another, to like when you're going outside the when you're going into the bathysphere as the main protagonist of one, and then when you're like what's it called, Subject Delta, in Bioshock 2 especially, there are reefs as far as the eye can see, like connected to every area. So they are much closer.
Water pressure too far below would destroy Rapture like completely.
Yeah. So I mean, it's also possible that like he just took some of the base of the reefs to support certain places, so that way he had proper lighting. That and like, I mean, it'd be easier to just have them swim down like 40 or 50 feet than swimming down like 200 feet.
Oh shit, we brought the wrong part, guys. We gotta go back up.
Yeah. I mean, again, like, this is assuming he has like hundreds of millions of dollars to just make this thing.
I mean, we know he does. He made it.
Well, no. I'm saying like if he did, he would want to be as cost efficient as he can with that. So because he wants to make every penny count.
I don't know. He didn't seem to really give a fuck when he was building an underwater fucking city.
No, he didn't care after it was built. He's like, yes, I did the impossible and made a marvel. Now I'm going to ruin it all.
To be fair, it wasn't his fault. They just fucking kept ODing on fucking plasma.
No, it entirely was his fucking fault. Like, his system was terrible. Like, he literally thought it would be okay to... He was just like, yeah, no, we're going to create a city where, like, the artist is not hidden by regulation. Yeah, he basically tries to create a capitalist like utopia, and then it results in like it failing because again,
he's so fast.
He just lets every business do what they want, which is what results in Fontaine Industries becoming a monopoly. And then they're like, hey, we're going to charge this, and this. We're also going to develop superhuman abilities that we got from some like slugs on the bottom of the ocean floor and charge them as much as we want. And then we're going to go to war against Ryan Industries. That worked out splendidly.
I do not know the full context of how fucking
Pretty sure Lady and Trish is massively hypersonic. I know Lady dodged Trish's lightning.
Fucking portal.
When did Lady dodge?
I brought DS for once.
Because Lady only ever interacts with Trish in 4 in those cutscenes, in 5 in those cutscenes where she doesn't fight her, and in the anime. So, I mean, if we're assuming the anime, that the fight in the anime, Trish throws that. Like if you watch that, she literally is fighting not with any intent at all to kill her. She has like so many opportunities to murder her, and she refuses to.
Hang on, I think Rasbaugi has a few other feats there. Let me just check real quickly.
Yeah, no, I figured it was from the anime. I was like, they do not fight in 4. There were no cat fights occurring, and I would pick them up.
Can react to Trish's lightning, intercepted Dante's bullets thrown close range, and there's a calculation. Okay, so here there is a calculation for it. It's not a pixel calculation, Mangler, your favorite.
Lovely. Let's see how they fuck this one up.
Okay, so according to this, Lady is 178 centimeters tall. I guess there's a source. I'm not going to click on that. But so it is when Trish launches lightning at Lady in the anime when she first meets her on the rooftop.
Hang on a minute. It's not possible that, Trish wouldn't be holding back or anything. Like, even though she holds back for 90% of the fight as soon as she gets into close quarters. And we're not going to assume that...
We don't know if Trish can, like, lower the speed of her lightning down, though.
Why wouldn't she be able to?
Well, you're adding a power we just don't know she's capable of possessing.
Again, the ability to just control your demonic power.
Okay, but so we have to see at least one other person in DMC do what you're asking.
Most sentient demons are capable of doing that. Like, in literally every fucking game, they demonstrate this. Even Dante, who does, and he has less control over it than Trish does.
I've never seen. I'd love a comment where like fucking a demon launches an attack and slows down the speed of their attack. Yeah. The end of the fight of them being their faces, so both tired, so obviously she had to use some power.
Please have DS!
Trish does fight, or well, no. What that proves that Trish can more or less be hurt by Lady, but this is already kind of. Griffin and Cavular can control the speed of their lightning. Can they?
I wasn't even including that. I was going to include.
Could I get a source for that, or when that happens? Because I don't see when they control.
I mean, because any time when we have a demon that fires a slow-moving projectile, that's a definition of their speed, and most of the demons that do that are either weaker demons or boss demons, and are much weaker than Trish. So
okay, so if we're talking like fucking projectiles, okay, so
yeah, which is lightning.
Okay, so
lightning.
hang on, so hang on. Let me take a look at this. Let me take a look at this fight in the actual fucking fight itself. Hang on. I think if I look up Lady versus Trish, I'll get something.
Yeah, no, Trish was holding back the entire fight. She doesn't want to kill Lady. I mean, I don't know if she knows who Lady is, but she does have a problem with killing human beings because they don't present a threat to her, and she doesn't want to do it.
Let's take a look at this here.
Whereas Lady's just sitting over here
Okay,
and
so
it's
here's at the rooftop when they first meet. This is an English dub, but so I haven't done it. And Lady is fired on her first, and Trish launches a bolt of lightning back down, and she is reacting to it. So, and she's also like actively dodging it.
whoa,
So
hang on,
this is
go
the
back,
initial.
go
Okay,
back,
all right.
go the fuck back. Hang on.
Right, so we have right here. She is dodging the lightning. So, your argument at this point would have to be that she is deliberately making the lightning blast shorter. But so we have at the very least Lady antagonizes Trish and starts the fight.
I mean, either way, I don't have any reason to, because she doesn't when they get into the church. Why would she be taking her seriously right now?
When they
We
get
don't
to
have
the
any
church,
reason to believe that lightning is
when they get to the
powerful.
church, Dante even confirms that they want to fucking that they like fighting strong people. So they.
Why are you BMing me, you piece of
No.
shit?
Watch the
Okay,
whole fight.
watch the fight and how many opportunities Trish literally tries not to kill Lady. Like, this.
I mean, I'm not saying Trish wouldn't win this fight. Like, yeah, you can
No,
easily
no, no,
use
no.
lightning to win,
We
but
don't have a disagreement there. I'm saying Trish purposefully has an opportunity for a finishing blow so many fucking times. Like when she's going into the building and Trish could have just jumped back down over the rooftop and ripped her in half from the backside. She could have like killed her in the church like
plot
5 or
twist:
6.
Lady is actually physically stronger than Trish.
Well, hey, whenever we get a statement, but like the feats that we have for Lady is that she's again above superhuman level. We don't have feats that put her at fucking lightning level. And this is like, even if it's an older lady, again, like Trish is already confirmed to be holding back, and she doesn't kill her at multiple opportunities when she has the chance.
All right, so she just got kicked down,
Yeah,
and
Steve.
there's Trish looking down at her.
No, Trish started paying attention more after. That's Trish was like,
And
all
then
right,
we
that's
have the
enough.
lightning bullets. So I think this. So there's also this scene here that is worth mentioning. So Trish enhances her bullets with lightning, and then Lady shoots both bullets out of the air with one shot. So again, we would most likely assume the lightning made those bullets faster. They're trailing lightning behind. Even if you want to argue it's not as fast as lightning, though, like their initial attacks, those bullets should be at least comparable to fucking lightning itself.
Nah. Again, like demons can make their attacks weaker. I don't have any reason to assume they're comparable to lightning for that reason.
I
They
mean,
still
so
have
you're
lightning.
literally arguing that fucking.
Dude. They would literally have lightning fucking fast they are.
Okay, so in the fight against fucking what's his face or fucking Captain
Because
Angelo,
lightning is is literally her demonic superpower. So even if they're significantly slower than lightning, they would still have lightning infused in them if she wanted to fire them faster than regular bullets.
I'm
Like
gonna have to say I feel like you're gonna have to get author authority here on that one because again, so the
again,
slower bolts of lightning in the DMC5 fight are orbs. Like the fucking Captain Angelo throws balls at you. She's not throwing balls here. She's
wait. So
orbs.
she has to throw balls for them to slow down?
From what I've seen of when the attacks are quote unquote slower, it's in a different variation than its natural state.
I mean,
The
it doesn't
lightning.
have to be. There's nothing that
Well,
would
okay,
suggest.
that's the only time we've seen it though. You're arguing that the natural looking lightning is gonna be slower because Trish is something potentially holding back here. And also, doesn't Dante confirm that they like fighting strong people at the end of this episode? So that Trish was actually enjoying the fight and actually fighting?
I mean, well, no, Trish is definitely enjoying the fight the entire.
Doesn't fucking Dante even
smiling
say
and
that
taunting
that it's like to get a good exercise or to get a good challenge every now and again? So wouldn't that imply that Trish at the very
guns
least
are
trying
spotted
to a
guns.
degree?
She's meaning Luce and Umbra. Yeah.
Because we have blue lightning is weaker. We don't know. We can't confirm if the lightning. If the lightning color
we don't know.
actually
We don't know
matters.
if lightning gets weaker based on its color. That would be kind of weird though, because like her lightning technically changes color like every game. Like in DMC1, it's yellow. In the anime, it's blue, and then it's never blue again, and then it's like still yellow in 4, but then 5 comes around and it's like purple.
Well, if we assume the lightning changing colors is actually a sign of like the lightning being weaker or stronger, that would actually help your argument here. If we assume blue is like the less effective lightning, And then yellow's her normal straight up lightning, and purple stronger because of Cabular Angelo.
We have no way of knowing like at what point. I mean, we wouldn't even know like what the yellow lightning, like where is that in comparison to her speed? Because presumably she should be like faster and stronger than the Gate Guardians. Like it's kind of at the beginning of DMC 1. Oh yeah, so she starts taking it a little bit more serious when Lady, I think, takes off like a little bit of her hair. Because again, she was fucking around for most of the fight, so Lady does actually get some shots in on her because she's not really caring.
Let's see this fight here.
Oh, yeah, they basically have two fights. So they have one fight where they see each other, and then Lady and Trish comes back the second time. I don't think she uses any lightning in this though.
No, she doesn't use any lightning in this one. But you would assume reaction speed here is what would matter, because if Lady can...
Again, the idea that if she can hold back her strength, she can hold back her speed. Most of her speed is correlated with like her strength and how fast she moves her arm.
But if fucking Lady can land a strike, you would assume that fucking Trish would want to actively...
Again, most of the time she's landing strikes on Trish in the first fight when
lightning,
she's
here we
using
have lightning bullets again.
Trish isn't even like fucking...
I don't know here, man.
Yeah,
I'm seeing lightning bullets, and I'm seeing Lady fucking. Oh yeah, she has 2 fucking lightning bolts on the back of her fucking pants.
Again, like if this were another demon with lightning, yeah, I'd say she's lightning. Problem is, this is a person that Trish knows about. Trish doesn't want to hurt. Trish specifically is trying not to hurt her and is just playing around. And Lady is trying to murder her. So that's not. Yeah. Look at this! Man. Look at this! A scene where she can kill her and blow her brains.
Yes.
And then purposefully tries not to.
Yes, I understand that, but you're arguing that she can make her lightning slower. I'm going to.
Oh my God, she can make her lightning faster. Why wouldn't she be able to make it slower?
I want source. I want your evidence for that.
What do you mean later. Sources? She can just charge her energy blasts longer.
That makes them stronger, not faster.
Dude,
so I would like where you think this is shown so I can see it for myself, because I've never seen in DMC at any point them making it slower outside of making it an unnatural state.
There's nothing that suggests that it being in a different state means it has to be slower.
The only times these elements have been shown to be slower is when they're in a different state than their natural form. So I'm going off.
Relevant though.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't anyway, because she's not using natural lightning. She's using demonic.
So would you say demonic lightning is slower than natural lightning?
I'd say it has different properties than actual.
And one of those properties would probably be going faster.
Those properties would include materials that she can fucking manipulate because she controls it.
Look, if you can provide me just one cutscene that would support this argument, or because you're arguing for something that has no evidence.
What are you talking about? Again, she buffs the speed of her lightning in DMC multiple times.
Okay.
Dude, she literally charges an attack every fucking
charging attack would make the attack stronger. Can you prove it's faster
and faster? Why would it not be faster? It has more power.
Because that would just increase the impact, like the damage it does. That wouldn't necessarily increase its speed, unless you can prove
velocity increases power as well.
You're talking velocity when we're talking about fucking lightning strikes?
Yeah, I mean, this includes... I mean, she does this in the Nightmare fight as well, when she's trying to kill Dante. Why would she not want to make her attacks faster?
Well,
again.
Well, they're already as fast as lightning. At what point did
actually they'd be faster because again she'd be stronger than the Gate Guardians. But
okay, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I get what you're trying to say.
No. Okay, look. If you can provide me, provide me the cutscene you think where this is demonstrated, and I'll take a look at it for myself, because I've never seen at any point to suggest that she can make her lightning slower or faster.
It's the cutscene with Nightmare.
Okay, so I'll watch it again and I'll compare it to the other cutscenes later and see what we're going on here. Because I've never seen that outside of out being natural form, but if you think it's looking slower, I'll take a look at it for myself.
And if you believe you can hold back power, why wouldn't you believe you can hold back speed? Like I can choose to move my fucking arm, like left to right in the solar thing.
But if you can launch an energy blast
Which
okay, look,
comes from her
I'm
body and is a
look,
part of her, and she
look,
completely
look.
controls in
If
every
she
form
was
and fashion.
launching an energy blast like Dante and Virgil do with their guns, I would say, okay, yeah. But she's firing
Why does she have to
lightning.
launch it like Dante and
Oh
Virgil?
my
That's
fucking
not even relevant.
Because she's launching lightning out. Why would you assume lightning is slower than lightning
Why would I
if you're
assume
using
lightning what?
lightning? Why would you assume the lightning she's throwing out is going to be slower than normal lightning?
Because she's not trying to kill Lady.
Okay.
And she knows Lady is just a human. How many fucking
human.
times do I have to say this?
Dude,
She's
you have to
specifically trying not to
demonstrate
kill
that
her.
Trish has this ability.
I don't have to demonstrate
Yes,
this.
you do.
No, I already demonstrated she shows that she can buff the speed.
Oh, it's gonna be a quick game. Dude,
Like,
dude, look.
what the fuck?
You didn't even demonstrate when you buffed your speed. You're just bringing up.
I did. I showed you an example, and you didn't bother to look.
Okay, what was the example that you showed?
Trish fires her lightning at Dante during the nightmare fight.
You mean when she fucking sneak attacks him? So how can you confirm that lightning is faster than the original lightning she used?
Because she's firing with the intent to kill.
No. How can you confirm it's faster though? Like, have you like timed it? Like, where do you confirm it's faster?
No,
The
I didn't
intent is
time it at
different.
all.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
So
again,
the
if
intent
she's
is
firing
different.
with the intent to kill, I would assume it's faster. Because she's actually trying.
Okay.
Okay,
Which
so
compared
can we come to the consensus
compared to a
that
fight scene
Hang
at the
on.
beginning of the
Lightning
game, where she's
did
just like
possible?
fucking
Hang on,
But what evidence?
testing him.
Look how
What
speaking.
evidence do you have that it can actually be slide down?
What did he even say?
Balrog,
Fucking hell.
Balrog, can you? Okay, so I heard at the end. What evidence do you have that it can be slowed down? What do you mean my bullshit here? Mangler has to prove this one. This is a claim Mangler has to prove. It's not my bullshit. Me being skeptical
Again,
about it is
like
No, I'm
Dante
asking-
and Virgil
I'm asking
can
Mangler what
already
evidence-
slow down and
Okay,
increase their
Balrog,
fucking
can you type it
projectiles, and
out?
they're
Can you type
less.
it out, Balrog?
Hang on.
Yeah, I'll say, hang on. Let's type it out. And all right, Mangler, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was saying like they're less of a demon fucking Trishes, so it would have less time to adjust to these abilities. Whereas demon is like Trish was a demon specifically made to control lightning.
Yes.
Like
Or
you're gonna
use
sit here and
lightning
tell
in
me
it,
that she
right?
doesn't have the ability to speed up and slow down when Mundus can fap out a universe? Like you're really prepared to die on that fucking hill?
I'm gonna need proof.
That's like when he can make an infinite number of Trishes
Okay,
and
we're
make them
talking
as
about
strong as he wants
Mundus.
to make.
Okay, we're talking about Mundus here, not Trish anymore.
No.
You will not assume
Mundus is
Trish has the
making the
full fucking
Trish
skill.
with those powers.
Yes.
Why would he make a Trish that doesn't have the ability to alter the speed of her projectiles? Like what's the fucking point of that?
What's the point of making someone give you a fucking slower attack? Why would you want to give your fucking toy the ability to be weaker?
Because it's funny.
What evidence
That's
is...
not.
Okay,
Hang on.
hang on.
A slower attack makes
Balrog.
you weaker.
What
Like
evidence...
again,
Hang on, Mangler. What evidence is there to suggest Trish can slow down her lightning? Sure, she can make it faster, but not slower. It can't go slower. That's not how lightning works.
I mean, that's not how any projectile is supposed to work, but evidently fiction knocks on your fucking door and suggests otherwise.
No.
You would have to present evidence to support this reasoning. If you want to argue she's not trying to hit Lady, you could argue she's missing on purpose. You don't have to immediately go with, oh, she's not fucking.
I wasn't even bothering to mention she wasn't trying to hit Lady because I thought that was obvious.
That would be the smarter way to go about it than saying the lightning is slower
It
than normal
wouldn't matter
lightning.
though, because she's not trying to kill her anyway.
Reggie, Triple,
Fucking
the fact that you got the side of
around.
Mangler on
Watch
this
the
one, you guys
cutscene
need
in the anime.
This
entire time.
This claim needs evidence to support it, and the only time in a game when
And your claim for Lady being lightning level is fighting a person that doesn't want to fight her anyway.
The evidence is her reacting to the lightning, not fighting Trish specifically. She can react to Trish's lightning. So the evidence on the question on the table is what you're
with a
arguing
person
for.
that's not trying to fight her seriously.
I understand she's not trying to fight her seriously, but you could argue then that she's missing on purpose, but Lady can still react to the lightning.
No, but look left.
No, I don't fucking believe that. That's ridiculous.
User realizes fiction and physics don't matter in DMC. Okay, Triple, I understand that. But in order to bring this claim, or in order to support this claim, you have to bring evidence to support this.
If you could provide me another demon where this happens,
why would Trish, who controls lightning, not be able to make her lightning slower? Okay, provide me the time she does it.
That's all I'm asking for, the time she does it. I've already explained that when lightning is slower in these games, or when it's shown slower than normal lightning, it's in a different form than normal lightning. If she threw balls out, I'd be 100% with you guys. But she's throwing lightning bolts. Why would we
It
assume these
doesn't
lightning bolts are
definitively
slower?
have to be in a different form.
So-
They've only been shown slower in their form. Hang on.
So Robert Pattinson's Batman's bat symbol is made from the gun of the guy who could kill his parents.
DC just does not know how to not be edgy, does it?
I mean, I think that's pretty cool.
Every fiction has its own physics. If we go by DMC standards, Zim is right.
What about the
Blitz
Blitz in
DMC4?
DMC4?
The Blitz goes like a
And-
lightning bolt. That actually would support my argument that it's moving like a
No,
lightning
no,
bolt.
because the Blitz isn't using projectile. Like
No,
in
No,
this
the
case,
Blitz
we're
can't. The
talking about
Blitz
the
can't create
context
a.
of.
Hang on, the Blitz can create a projectile, right? It does create a little ball, or it's just a big old.
No, like all the Blitz does is that it warps around and slaps you, and then, well, okay, it can do a projectile, but it only does that when it's like.
Yeah, because I remember it
It's
can do a
a stream.
projectile.
It's a stream of lightning, so it's more like a pole that he just like shoots out and then slaps you with like a stick. It's hard to call it a projectile because he uses it like a melee weapon, extends it from his body.
I could have sworn he had like an orb attack. I think, what am I thinking of right
And
now?
it looks like it's going to be an orb. He just fires it out as a stream, but he's constantly holding it and he swings it back and forth and smacks you like a baseball bat. Like
Okay, hang on.
it looks very weird.
Enchantment in DMC games have always been electric coming from the guns, which makes them faster and stronger. You have to show scans they can slow it down when that has never been the case in the series. Wait, hang on. Triple XPS3. No, again. So if we're talking
Again,
about,
the ability for something to have its speed or power buffed is just dependent on the amount of demonic power.
You already
I'm
know.
not gonna get
So
off
if
this
you
match,
put
I
less
already know.
demonic
They're-
power into it,
they're all
it'll be
going for the
slower and
same.
weaker.
You ever heard of altruism? Well, this team lives it.
Look.
And we have every reason and right to assume that Trish would not want her full power or even like anything close to her average level of power to fight Lady. So we have no idea how.
Again, if you want to argue the lightning is weaker, I can understand that. Again, that's why I'm saying, like, what if blue lightning is the weaker lightning and yellow lightning stronger? I can get behind that, but there's no reason to suggest this will be slower than normal lightning.
I mean,
Why would Trish
other
make
than the
herself
fact that
weak?
Trish has no reason to kill her and doesn't want to fight her.
No reason to kill
So the
her.
lightning would
I
be
understand that, but why? But you could just easily just argue she's on purpose missing her shots, and you can easily see that she's doing that for some of it.
Those
Okay,
both
but-
come to the same conclusion.
No, because one
So it's
conclusion is she's missing her shots on purpose.
Oh, I mean-
And the other conclusion is that the bolts are slower. This is two completely different conclusions here.
No, they aren't because they arrive at the same conclusion.
No,
And that's that
because
Trish isn't fighting
they have
seriously.
two different
And Lady
they
T
have two
being
very
shown
different
here are
ramifications.
not relevant.
They have
Not
two,
that they don't matter.
They have two different ramifications here. One is a nerf. The other is just, she's missing on purpose, but Lady still reacts.
One is a nerf based on something that is common logic in fucking DMC, that every attack gets stronger or faster based on how much power you put into
Yes,
it.
how much
If you put
charging.
less
But you're
power
arguing that
into it,
baseline
it's less-
Trish. You're arguing that casual Trish is slower than lightning, which shouldn't be possible.
No,
Then her
that's
attack should be
that
moving
I
at
said
lightning
that she
speed.
can make her attacks
that's
weaker.
not-
Again,
that's
Dante can
fucking
pick up the
ingenious.
fucking phone off his fucking desk without crushing it, despite being solar system level.
Yes.
What? And you think Trish can't
So would
slow
you-
her attacks
so
down slower
will-
than lightning,
Would
despite
you
being a
assume-
being made of lightning, specifically designed to
So
use
then,
lightning?
What the fuck are you doing?
would you say that Dante can control his energy to the point where he can shoot an energized bullet at the phone and the phone will not be damaged at all?
Wait, what? I didn't hear that.
Okay, so then you're suggesting. So then again, the problem here is that it comes out as a lightning bolt. If you want to argue the bullets are slower, which they should be faster than normal bullets, given that she empowers them with lightning, and Lady does easily react to the bullets. Like,
Sure, I'd say they're definitely faster than normal bullets, but Lady's already hypersonic.
Oh, the
Like
power's
she can already
broken.
react in some capacity to bullets and like projectiles that are slightly faster than bullets. So even if they were just a little bit faster than bullets, Lady would still be able to react to them.
He's breaking a fucking
My problem
solar.
is like proving that Lady jumps from there to fucking lightning level. But
Her
it's not.
base speed of the lightning can just be slow. Again, Gerard, as I'm telling Mangler, I don't think that's not out of the realm of possibility, but you have to prove that she can, in fact, do that. If not, it's headcanon. You don't use that. This is the problem here. It's not that this is an unreasonable assertion to make, because theoretically it should be fair game.
Again, you can hold back power.
It.
Like demonic power correlates with both power and speed.
Okay, and again, I've stated if it changed form, I would be fine.
It doesn't have to change form.
Then prove it. Prove an example where you're right.
I don't have to prove that.
Because you can't.
No, not because I can't. Because that's never stated. Where's it stated? Where's it stated anywhere that I have to prove that?
Where is it stated she can do it? Then come on, let's go the full fucking distance.
Yeah, okay. Demonic power can literally
prove to me at one point where demonic power
based on the amount that you put in.
All right,
so you put in less.
Show me where a lightning demon is slower than lightning.
This is so awesome.
What do you mean?
If you're saying that they can make it slower, show me where a natural element is weaker than the element it actually is. Show me a fire demon who can't melt ice. Show me an ice demon who can't freeze something. You can't, because they're at the very least at their base level of the element. Based on how the show. So then, okay, show me the ice demon. Show me the fire demon who can't burn anything. Then you can't.
I don't have to show you the fucking fire demon that can't burn anything. No.
They're at the base level.
No, I don't have to show you that. You're fucking out of your mind.
You can't bring evidence that Trish can slow down her lightning. You're saying she should be able to, and I can understand that logic, but you have to prove she's done it, or that someone else has done it in the natural form of lightning.
All of her attacks that use lightning are fueled by demonic power. All of them.
Okay.
So again, if she just puts a small portion in, why would we assume it's just as fast as lightning because it comes out as lightning? Again, you do realize
as fast as lightning if she's already vastly stronger.
But again, you can speed up a projectile by increasing its demonic power.
Yes,
so that means that if you lower the demonic power, it slows the fuck down.
Again, but DMC has never shown that outside of when it's not in its natural form. This is literally just, you have to show an example of this, because the rules of the series back me up here. This is complete headcanon. It's not unfounded. Again, I'm not trying to say
even if I were to accept your claim that it was based on different properties, I could go through the games and find that that's not true.
All right, bring me
for fire or ice or any other property.
Bring me an example, and I'd love to, and we can.
I'm not going to do it right fucking now.
I know not right now, obviously, but if you have some time later, feel free to go through it. Or if not,
if I let
any
them
of
die.
Any of you in the chat.
This is not about that. This is about the absurd claim that Lady is lightning on the possibility of reacting with a person who doesn't want to kill her. And is not trying to kill her.
You could easily just say she's missing her shots on purpose, but Lady's still reacting to them.
I already said that I didn't need to mention that because it was fucking obvious.
That's probably what's happening. Exactly, so Lightning's probably moving at the same speed. Fuck it, where's the director? Let's get this out. Where's the fucking director of the anime? Let's see if we can answer this.
I'm pretty sure, well, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure, even though Insuno's not the director, he approved it, so you can just ask him.
Alright, so, well, we'll see. Gosh, I love that we can fight over a woman's power. Look. So, unfortunately, I haven't eaten breakfast yet, and it's already going to be 2 o'clock my time, so I'm going to have to end the stream in like a couple minutes to do this.
Dude, why do you never eat breakfast before you go into the
like to get some work done in the morning and then enjoy my breakfast.
Hang on.
What? Breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
No, it's not.
Shut the fuck up. It is. Not my claim. Just like what every fucking person who specializes in health and I don't know what the actual term for their
breakfast is usually the most important meal of the day, but it's not as essential as some people let it believe. Like skipping a breakfast every now and again is
no. I'm not saying you'll fucking die or you'll lose significant stamina. I'm just saying because again, even if you waited off and you ate lunch, you'd probably be fine as long as it was a good lunch and then a good dinner. It's just
like Cheerios and a Pop-Tart.
Okay. In theory, in practicality, usually you should be eating breakfast
Well,
because
usually I eat breakfast like at 1, but we
no,
kind
no,
of went
no,
farther
that's
today.
fine. Like, just as long as you eat something, you heathen. Like,
One.
All right. So, look, guys, if any of you guys can support Mangler's claim with evidence, feel free to link it in the comments below. If not, we'll see if Mangler ends up having some time in the future to take care of this. Or I'll look into some of Mangler's direct sort, or like the one he brought up.
next time we're gonna
How
be
about
doing
you?
the
How am I doing?
debunks
Thank
on
you guys for
the
your time. As always, have a nice day, and I'll see you guys on the next stream or video.